Hi everyone, Namaste and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you a Navratri special recipe. Since a lot of people fast during Navratri, I thought I'd share with you guys easy, fast friendly and super healthy and delicious energy bars. Fasting can be very subjective. There are some people who do a hard fast or a complete fast where they're only consuming water, and then there are some people that will do a more lenient fast where they will consume all sattvic foods like nuts, seeds, fruits, grains like sabudana and amaranth. Now amaranth is also locally called rajgira. The recipe that I will show you today contains a lot of these sattvic ingredients. You can feel free to swap out these ingredients based on your preference and whatever you follow during these fasts. Now without wasting any more time, let's look at our ingredients. First we have 1.5 cup of sabudana. I have soaked this sabudana in some water and kept it overnight. Then we have 1.5 cup of amaranth grain. This is also known as rajgira. We will puff this grain up later. Then we move on to our nuts. We have 1 cup of almonds, 1 cup of pistachios and 1 cup of peanuts. 1.5 cups of coconut flakes. And then we have our seeds. I have taken half a cup of chia seeds, half a cup of flax seeds, and half a cup of sunflower seeds. Then we'll move to our sweet ingredients. First I'm taking 20 dates. These are medjool dates. Then I have half a cup of maple syrup, but you can also choose honey. We'll start the process by baking our sabudana. Here I have taken a baking tray and lined it up with a parchment sheet. Then with the back of our spoon, I gently spread out the sabudana to ensure that there are no clumps. This will make sure that our sabudana cooks evenly. Then I take a paper towel and soak up all the excess water from the sabudana. Then it's time to bake. Bake it at 150 degrees Celsius for 25 minutes. Now let's pop our amaranth grain or rajgira. Here I have gotten whole grains from the supermarket, but if you find popped ones already, then you can skip this process. Into a hot pot with high walls, add 1 tablespoon of amaranth at a time. Wait for them to pop. While they are popping, make sure you move the pot frequently so that our grains don't burn. Within a few seconds, you'll start hearing our grains popping. It's very similar to popcorn, but definitely less dramatic. Once you stop hearing the popping, then transfer our grains into a bowl. This process should take only a minute. Continue this process 1 tablespoon at a time. Remember, it will take time, but then you don't want to burn all your grains by adding too much into the pot. And there you have it, all our grains are popped. We will only be using 1.5 cup of this popped rajgira. Now that our grains are done, we move on to prepping our nuts and seeds. First, we'll roast our nuts. Into a hot pan, add all of our nuts and continuously stir them around. Remember to roast our nuts on medium heat. Continue to stir them or toss them around. Once you start seeing a slight brown color on our peanuts or almonds, transfer all the nuts into another bowl. And here you go, our nuts are now ready. We'll keep them to cool down to room temperature. We'll continue the roasting process for our coconut flakes. Remember to continuously stir coconut flakes around as they can easily burn. Once you see that the color has changed, then transfer them to another bowl. Our coconut flakes are now ready. Now we finally roast our seeds. It's important to note that we will only be roasting pumpkin seeds and flax seeds. We don't really need to roast chia seeds. Continue to stir your seeds around till you start hearing flax seeds cackling. And there you have it. Our seeds are also ready. Now that our nuts have cooled down to room temperature, it's time to grind them. I transfer all of our nuts to a grinder jar. Now I prefer having some whole nuts in my bars as it gives an extra crunch. But if you do not like that, then go ahead and grind all the nuts to an even consistency. And here you have it. Our nuts are ready. Now let's prep our dates. I have de-seeded all of the dates and I'm transferring it into a blender jar to create a paste. We are looking for a smooth paste, and in order to get that we will have to add some water. I am adding 1 cup of water into the blender jar. And there you have it. Our paste is ready. We will be reducing this paste further to remove the water and get a thicker consistency. To do that, heat up your pan on medium to low heat and add your dates paste into it. Stir the mixture around and you'll start seeing the water evaporate immediately. Continue to stir the paste around for around 2 minutes, then add 1/4 cup of maple syrup. You can also use honey, or you can also skip this process if you don't want to add any extra sweetness. Mix everything together for more 2 minutes. Then we go ahead and add a pinch of salt. Here I'm using rock salt or sendha namak, which is fasting friendly. This will help to balance out our sweet taste. And that's it. Our dates and maple syrup paste is also ready. Our sabudanas are also out of the oven and ready to use. Now it's time to create a dough for our bars. First we take 1.5 cups of baked sabudana, followed by 1.5 cups of rajgira or amaranth, then we add our seeds, followed by the nuts. I'll be creating 2 batches, one with coconut and one without. Coconut is one of those hit or miss ingredients that some people like and some don't. Now we move to our wet ingredient, our dates and maple syrup paste. I'm only adding 1/2 cup of our paste right now, and I'll increase the quantity as I start kneading the dough. And now it's time to mix. I first use a spoon to mix everything around. Then I go ahead and use my hands to knead. While kneading with my hands, I try to also break apart clumps of sabudana that have been formed while baking. You don't want a lot of these clumps as it can get chewy. Now that we have kneaded the dough a little bit, I'll add our chia seeds. I also add 1/2 tablespoon of rock salt. After finishing all of my dates and maple syrup paste, I still felt like I needed some more wet ingredient, so I go ahead and add a little bit more of the maple syrup. Sweetness is all about your preference. I didn't want to make it too sweet, but I still wanted enough wet ingredient to hold my bars together. I have gone ahead and separated the dough in 2 halves. In the second half, I am adding coconut flakes. I am adding around 1/2 cup of coconut flakes to the dough right now and kneading it well. I'll use the rest of the flakes as a top layer for my bars. And there you go. Both our doughs are now ready to set in a tray. I'm using 2 baking trays over here and I've gone ahead and lined them with parchment sheet. You can make use of any plate with high walls for this process. I start with taking the chunk of dough and pressing it with the back of my spatula into our tray. I make sure to evenly press the dough throughout the tray. This will ensure that we get evenly shaped bars at the end. I am using some rock salt to top up our non-coconut bars. I just prefer the little bit of salty taste in my bars. Now, let's repeat the same process with our coconut bars. As mentioned previously, I will be using the leftover coconut flakes to top my bars. I gently press the coconut flakes into the bar with the back of my spatula. Both our trays are now ready. We'll refrigerate our bars for around 3 to 4 hours or even overnight is completely fine. And there we have it. Our dough is fresh out of the fridge and ready to be demolded. I'll go ahead and cut them into long bars. And our bars are now ready and in shape as well. This is the kind of thickness that I prefer in my bars, but you can go ahead and make them thicker than this. And it's time to plate them. I have also gone ahead and cut the coconut bars into shape and added them to the plate. Our fasting friendly Navratri special energy bars are ready to eat. You can store these bars for up to 10 days inside the fridge. And there we have it, guys. Our energy bars are ready. Please do try these at home and let me know in the comment section if you liked it. I wish you guys a lot of happiness. Happy Navratri, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.